the Hope. We're about to watch the Jackets take on the Anaheim Ducks in overtime, and you're watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. Merry Christmas to everyone at home. We're actually filming this on Christmas Eve, but if you're watching this, then it's Christmas Day. And if you've...
Like my tie?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice you got a little tie there. Look at you. You are in the spirit.
I am. I just got back from work. So.
For a man who wants a green Christmas, I did not expect you to see you in that tie.
I do what I can. I can turn it on when I need to. Yeah.
Well, we just want to thank everyone for, if you are watching this on Christmas Day, we just want to thank you for taking the time out of this very special day to spend it with us and take part in, or see who did take part in this contest and see who wins, because we will be announcing the winner in this video. Now, the way that I originally said I was going to do it was I was going to pick a top 5 and display those top 5 to our Patreon members, get some feedback from them. I had such a hard time. We could not agree, so we just narrowed it down to the top 26. So I uploaded to the 26 for them to look through. Since then, I found one in the top 25 to be copyrighted. So that has been removed, so there is actually only a top 25 now. And... Anyway, there's 310 entries total. Only about 74 of them were legitimate. Like, there was so much copyright. It was crazy. We talked about it in the podcast a little bit, so I'm not going to get too in deep with it in this video. But
about 2/3 of the entries were really disqualifiable. Right?
Yeah, so any entry that was acceptable, the 73 or 74, whatever one it was, I can't remember exactly the number, but they will all be displayed in this video. Most of them at the end, though. The way we're going to do this is we're going to go through the top 10. We're going to read the description of each 10. We're going to announce the winner, and then we're going to go through 11 to 25. We're going to talk about each one of those a little bit, and then 26 and beyond is going to be a slideshow at the end of the video after we've left you, and you can just kind of watch the slideshow and see the rest of the entries that unfortunately didn't make it. But I must say, man, you guys are so talented. Like, some of these team names are like just ones that I would have never thought of, but that are so good. And the logos and the graphics and the jersey, the colors, like, you guys are so talented. Thank you so much for participating in this contest. If you are watching this and you did participate, I'm very excited to go through these and announce the winner. We had an extremely hard time. We just sat here for 15 or 20 minutes trying to decide who the winner was going to be. And it was down between two of them, and it's like either one could 100%. I mean,
it was almost a flip a coin.
Anyone in the top 10
yeah.
could win this contest, seriously. Yeah. So, are you prepared to go through?
I am.
All right.
I am.
So these are in literally no specific order. So if yours is in the top 10, don't worry about the order that it comes up in. This is just how I have them. So if you want to go ahead with number 1, you're going to see it pop up on your screen. We're going to go away, and we'll just kind of do a voiceover on these. So take it away.
Right. First off, we have the Seattle Totem by William. Hello, Neil and Brent and all fellow subscribers. My name is William from Dallas, Texas, and this is my jersey design. The team name I decided to go with is the Seattle Totem because singular plural names sound very cool to me. An example of this is like the Tampa Bay Lightning or Minnesota Wild. The main logo is based off the old Seattle Metropolitans' S logo, only this time I added a totem pole eagle to it, paying homage to the Seattle Thunderbirds logo. I wanted to do something other than green and blue, so I actually went with the Mighty Ducks colors and decided to make the striping look something like you'd see on a totem pole. Glad to have the opportunity to share the excitement of a new team with everyone, and I hope all is well in your area. Go Bruins and Stars. From William.
I really, really like this design.
Me too.
Like it's so completely unique. Can you imagine if this was like digitized or as a physical Adidas jersey? Mm-hmm. How awesome this jersey would be. Yeah. Like, this is a perfect example. If they were named the Metropolitans or whatever, like, this would be a great third jersey, I think. This is probably one of the nicest jerseys in the entire competition that was submitted. Mm-hmm. Just absolutely love it. Well done, and I love the colors that you chose as well.
Very good.
What do you like about it?
I like the overall design of the jersey. The logo wasn't my favorite, but the overall design of the jersey, how they've got the arm stripes and the design that goes down the side of the jersey, I really like that. I think William did a great job in the overall design.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
All right, the Seattle Steelheads.
There's actually 2 graphics here. Yeah. One that's going to display all of the main graphics. I'll let you look at that for a second, and then the write-up is on the next one.
and this is from Brian, and here's the write-up. The name steelheads comes from Washington state fish. The steelhead trout, the colors come from the Seattle Seahawks and a bit of the Seattle Mariners, encouraging sports unity within the city. I also wanted the blue to be darker and the green to be lighter compared to the Vancouver Canucks so that there was enough of a difference between the potential rivals. The logo features an angry steelhead wrapping around the Space Needle to form an S shape, reminiscent of the original Seattle Metropolitan's S logo. I included a shield to avoid the logo from looking too tall. I wanted the jerseys to have a modern feel, but with hints of a vintage sweater considering the hockey history in Seattle. So I went with the classic chest stripe, but with a bit of neon green to keep it modern. I also included a wave design within the stripes to replace Vegas's modern idea of having a design in their arm stripes. I hope you like my design, from Brian. And it's fabulous.
It is, like, I'm just going to go back to the other image here. It is absolutely wonderful. It's so well done, even just this part that you have laid out here with the skyline in the background and the color swatches
Did
there.
a great job.
It's just absolutely tremendous. You can see the relationship here between the Seahawks colors and these colors. This would completely tie into the city 100% and pay homage to the original logo, like you mentioned, and pay tribute to the Space Needle. So just an absolutely tremendous design.
And I think, actually, Brian should, if he hasn't already, submit this to the NHL bid team.
Absolutely.
Because this is close. Did you notice the gloves? The logo on the gloves? Look closely.
On the gloves?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I didn't. Wow.
It says post to post, if you can't see it up close from what you're watching with.
That's awesome.
The gloves say post to post.
Very impressive.
It's really good. Well done, Brian. It's an excellent job.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, number 3.
Number 3, The Seattle Skippers by Derek.
Well, not number 3, just...
Yeah, the third one in the
third
list,
one
not
in the
number
list.
3. That's right. It could be number 1. The name Skippers refers to the captain of a ship, which is meant to symbolize strength, integrity, and leadership. Since Seattle has such an important connection to its boating history and many notable bodies of water, the theme of this team centers around the aquatic life of Seattle. In discussing the team's colors, blue represents the waters that surround Seattle. The green coloring that outlines the S symbolizes the prominence of emerald green within Seattle's culture. The silver is meant to coincide with both blue and green. The team logo includes different elements of aquatic life, which includes the rope around the logo representing strength, the captain's wheel representing the integrity of a ship's captain, and the S, which represents Seattle. The blue coloring in the background represents the vast waters that surround Seattle.
Very good reasoning here.
Nicely done, Derek.
Yeah, very nicely done. It's really... I love the rope around the outside of the logo. It makes it look like I don't know, you'd go into a bar or something in a port in Alaska or something and see this just big piece of artwork done up on the wall or something. That just...
It looks like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Logo of some kind. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that wasn't an insult.
Because
yeah,
I would eat at this restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, it's very well done.
Mm-hmm.
You pick the colors which most people are picking, so makes sense with the city. Yeah, very well done.
Excellent job, Derek.
Next up,
the 5th one, Seattle Pilots. Seattle is known as the Jet City for the importance of its aeronautic industry. Boeing is a leader in worldwide jet manufacturing, but when they started it out, the Seattle metro area, they were only a small factory. One of their first famous projects was the P-26 Peashooter, a chubby fighter plane well known for its colorful liveries, which first flew in 1932, and he notes, perfect for the 32nd team in the NHL. The first Boeing logo was an inspiration for the shoulder patch, and he shows how that's done. And the color scheme is directly taken from this particular P-26, and he includes a photo of the plane itself down at the bottom. I love this.
it is a great representation of history here. I love the reasoning behind this. We're aviation geeks, so we definitely like this right away. It's completely unique. I was hoping that someone would use some kind of pilot or aviation-based logo because Boeing is based there, and I'm so thankful that someone did submit this. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that entry, and yeah.
And I love the team name itself. The name Pilots is just fantastic.
Yeah,
it just works.
yeah.
It works really well. So that was the 4th one. Now here's the 5th one, the Seattle Evergreens by Greg. He says, I've decided to name the team the Evergreens because of the vast, beautiful trees that are abundant and surround Seattle and the areas around the city. The colors pay tribute to the since relocated Seattle Supersonics, which, according to my uncle who lives in Seattle, are colors that people still hold dear to them. The primary logo consists of evergreen trees in the foreground and the Seattle skyline and the sunset sunrise in the distance. The secondary logo is an emerald surrounded by hockey sticks, since the city's nickname is the Emerald City. The 2020 on the sticks represent the inaugural year for the team. Of course, it won't be now that we've had the announcement. The home and away jerseys are simple design due to the complex primary logo, but I think I differentiated enough by putting the player numbers to the bottom right of the logo on the front. Thanks for having a contest for this. I enjoyed making this submission. I look forward to watching the winner's video and more post-to-post content in the future. Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. I appreciate that submission there. Totally makes sense. The Washington State is very green. It's much like British Columbia. They touch each other, so it makes sense that they have the same kind of climate and same kind of terrain, I guess. So the Evergreens, 100% makes sense. You got good colors here. Nice throwback with that secondary logo to the emerald there, because it's the Emerald City. Well done.
Yep. Yeah, nicely done. I like it.
Very well done.
Coming up next, the Seattle Sockeyes by Kjell. The name that I decided was the Seattle Sockeyes. Salmon are a staple of the Pacific Northwest, so the name makes perfect sense for a team from Seattle. The team colors are deep green and steel blue. The green represents the region and the Emerald City, while being different enough to not be confused with the Canucks. The steel blue was chosen to represent both the ocean and other bodies of water in the area, as well as the Boeing headquarters. Rather than being a normal shade of blue, it is almost a silvery blue representing the airplanes made in the city. There are two logos that I made, a jumping sockeye salmon and a modernized version of the old Metropolitan S logo. The sockeye logo is unique to the region in that it is based off the drawings and totems of native population in the region. The secondary logo maintains the general idea of the original Metropolitan's logo, but now has a fin and a tail like the main logo. I went ahead and made 3 jerseys, a home and away and an alternate. The home jersey is the deep green with steel blue and white stripes. The main logo is on the front and the S logo is on the shoulders. The away jersey is the same as the home jersey, except the stripes are consistent with the home jersey, leaving the bottom of the jersey and sleeves green. The alternate jersey is an ode to the original Seattle Metropolitans jersey, with the barber pole striping similar to the Senators' alternate from a few years ago. But it is the new team colors of green, steel blue, and white, and it features the updated Metropolitans logo on the front with no shoulder logos. By Kjell.
So if you guys don't know, this designer, Kjell, he won a previous contest of ours. I think it was, I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. I think it was the first one, maybe. And he's an absolutely such a talented designer. It's
fantastic.
It's unreal. This is a beautiful design. Love the colors. I love that shade of blue that you used here, and that third jersey or that secondary jersey there in the bottom. Montreal Canadiens had a jersey like this back in the day, and they used it a few years ago on some kind of winter game or whatever.
Yeah, it looked like a jailbreak,
and it looked terrible. This looks awesome.
This looks really good.
I really like that a lot. So, extremely well done. Love the throwback to the secondary logo there as well. Just a tremendous job.
Nicely done. Thank you. Coming up next is the Seattle Herons. My name is Kieran, and my Seattle team is the Seattle Herons. The team colors are blue, green, and gray. I chose these colors because they affiliate with the city and the area of Seattle. Also, the blue and green represents life and purity for the newest NHL team. The main logo is a blue heron holding a hockey stick in its beak with a Haida art style in its wings. The Haida art style originated from the West Coast, and that's why Seattle is usually associated with thunderbirds, and thunderbirds are one of the animals Aboriginal First Nations used in Haida art. The head of the heron is the famous landmark in Seattle, the Seattle Space Needle. Between the head and both wings is the Seattle skyline that surrounds the needle. For a third logo, I created the Seattle Needle using 2 hockey sticks and a hockey puck on top. For the shoulder patch, the green design around the hockey version of the needle is part of the City of Good Wellness flag that Seattle has up around the city. For the jerseys, the sleeves are waves and raindrops. The waves represents the Pacific Ocean, and the raindrops represent how much rain Seattle gets. After all, they are called the Rain City. Other than the sleeves, it is a generic jersey with green, blue, and gray as the main colors. The font I created was somewhat wavy. I just made it thinking about waves and raindrops.
Very well done.
Very well done.
It's nice to see a hand-drawn submission here, and this one is very, very good. I love that logo. It's so well done with the neck of the heron going up, and then the marks on the neck to look like the space in the legs of the actual Space Needle. There's so many good elements to this design. I would love to see a digitized version of this, but even the hand-drawn one, you can just tell it's remarkable. So,
and
very,
the
very
idea,
well
the
done.
logo at the bottom that has the two hockey sticks that come up, and you could even imagine a puck coming down on the tops of those with the needle on top,
Yeah.
making the Space Needle out of hockey sticks. That's incredibly creative.
It is very
it's a great
creative.
idea. Yeah, well done. All right. Next is Nick, the Seattle Pharaohs. Why the Seattle Pharaohs? For a Seattle-based sports team, the obvious color scheme would be blue, green, and white. I decided to go for a different approach. Black and gold, in my opinion, are the most bold and intimidating color scheme. Gold relates to the achievement and wealth. Gold implies affluence, extravagance, prestige, and luxury. The color black represents strength, seriousness, power, and authority. These colors relate perfectly to the pharaoh. A pharaoh is the title of an Egyptian king. Pharaohs demonstrate the power, leadership, dedication, and went to war when their land was threatened. These characteristics relate to the common hockey player. They will fight for their brothers on the ice to achieve victory.
This logo is unbelievable. Can you imagine this logo on a t-shirt or a jersey or merchandise? Like, that is an incredibly intimidating logo and completely different than anything else in the NHL right now.
It's really, really
Absolutely love this logo.
And
Fantastic.
like you've got that large headdress around what we're used to seeing, even on the Sphinx, but then the actual face, it's a frightening face. It's got those horns. Where did they come from? I wouldn't want that coming at me at 30 miles an hour.
Exactly. And think of the mascot potential here.
Oh, great.
Serious.
And if I had a mascot that was based on this, I would take down Gritty in a heartbeat.
Hey, now. Gritty would scrap you.
All right. Next is the Seattle Torched. They used dark and light blue to represent the seas near Seattle, and the gold was used to show the light torches emit. Called the Seattle Torched because of the yearly torchlight parade held in downtown Seattle. That's a lovely logo.
The main logo is very, very well done, but I specifically really like the secondary logo. I'm not usually a big fan of logos with fonts on them. You guys know that by now. But this secondary logo is probably one of the nicest font-based logos I've ever seen. Absolutely tremendous job on this. Absolutely love it.
Do you think you would be inclined, because the Space Needle, you could make an easy T out of that? That's lazy. Use it for the A.
Yeah, because the base of the...
The base is an A. It's fantastic. I agree. It's the secondary logo, in my view, would be the primary. It's fantastic.
It is very well done. All right, last one.
Last one. This is the 10th of them, not in order. This is from Yanni. Hello, my name is Yanni, and I'm a 12-year-old boy from the Greater Toronto area. Below are my designs for a team that I'm calling the Seattle IceHawks. The name. I chose the name because Seattle's football team is called the Seahawks, so why not call the hockey team the IceHawks? Very basic, good logic in my view. The colors. For the colors, I used navy blue, neon green, gray, and white. I chose these colors because they work well together, and most Seattle teams use a similar color scheme. The logo. For the primary logo in the middle, I wanted something unique, so similar to the NHL draft logos, I put the city skyline in it. Also, as an Easter egg, the oddly shaped eye is actually Mount Washington. For the collar, I wanted to put something inside the collar that resembles the city, and those swirls that you see in there are actually from the city flag. Font. I think the NHL needs some more creativity when it comes to jersey fonts. I created a font that could be used on numbers, letters, and helmet logo. So there's the IceHawks by Yanni.
If you think about Seattle, they have the Seahawks. They already have the colors there. They already have a name to go on there. Think about their relationship. If they did call this team the Seattle IceHawks, think about the potential relationship between the two teams. Fans of the Seahawks who don't really know anything about hockey would see this team called the Ice Hawks, and just based on the team name alone, they might start to get interested in hockey and figure out what this hockey thing is all about. Just based on the colors and the team name, because they want to support something that's similar to their Seahawks.
They love their Hawks.
So the decision here, based on the decision to call this team the Ice Hawks, is absolutely brilliant, Yoni. And if we're not pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. But and for a 12-year-old to draw this and to come up with this, absolutely genius. Love it. That logo is awesome. Can totally see that being a team for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now comes the hard part.
Yeah, really.
We like I said, we discussed. It was probably 15 or 20 minutes going through the top 10 to try and figure out a winner here. How do you want to do this? Do you want to?
I think we should talk a little bit about the process, just so people see how much of a struggle it was. From the 10 that now, first tell me how the Patreon readers or how the Patreon members played into this. Did they help pick this top 10?
They didn't help pick the top 10, but they definitely made some good points on there about certain things.
Okay, good.
We had some votes for ones that didn't make the top 10, and you'll see those in a little bit once we go through the top 25 there. But
there's 3 in that group that didn't make the top 10 that would be in my top 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know one of them.
Yeah.
But
there's actually 3. I thought they were really, really good. But our struggle was from the top 10 that we started with. I identified the top 4 that I could endorse, and Neil identified the top 4 that he could endorse.
I did top 5.
You did top 5, okay. But there's only 2 that were common to both of us.
Yeah.
So we realized that those 2 are probably our 2 finalists, and then we had a long discussion about which of those 2 should be the finalists.
Yeah, so it's really between 2 here. We couldn't, we're the 2 main judges, so
yeah.
If I had one in my top 5 and you didn't have that one in the top 5, then we couldn't agree on that one. So it had to be a team that was both in our top 5 or top 4 or whatever.
And the one that Neil liked the best was my number 3. The one that I liked the best was Neil's number 2. And so that's how close they were. But ultimately, I agreed with the one that Neil liked the best. I really, really liked it too. And I was really happy that he liked it as well. So I was quite happy to hop on.
The decision is so tough because they're all very good.
They're so good.
Well, but
so good.
These specific 2, you could just, here you go, Seattle. Here we've done the work for you. Here you go. Just make it.
Yeah.
Just digitize it or not.
Call the Philippines or wherever they make the jerseys and get them going.
Yeah.
Malaysia, wherever it is.
Yeah.
Get them making jerseys for you right now. I think actually all 10 and some of the other 25 could easily be the jersey and people would understand it and get behind it.
Yeah. We only picked a winner because we had to. Otherwise, we just would have said, here you go, Seattle. Here's a bunch of stuff. But it's tough. So the 2 that it came down to were the Seattle Steelheads, which was the second one that you saw. I'll show that again on the screen. Just everything we said about it. There's not really anything that we didn't like about it. You got the Seattle Seahawks colors there, so the relationship was awesome right from the back. If we go to the end, which was number 10, the Ice Hawks, the one we just spoke about, that was the other finalist. So both of our finalists used the Seattle Seahawks colors, which I thought completely made sense. It's about building the relationship with the community, with any other potential teams. You look at the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Pittsburgh Pirates; they use the same color scheme.
And the Steelers.
And the Steelers. It's just you see that a lot in cities. So I think that this team probably should have this color scheme, and that's how I kind of viewed it. And I hinted at that a little bit in the contest video announcement, and I said, that doesn't mean I want you to do it, and that was true. I didn't want you to necessarily use that, but it is something that I did appreciate. So it was between these 2, the Ice Hawks and the Steelheads, and we felt like the Ice Hawks had the most potential. So our winner is the Ice Hawks. Congratulations to Yoni. We felt it had the most potential because the city skyline is. If you just look at the logo from far away, you see the hawk.
The bird.
If you get up close, you see so much important detail that it makes this logo above and beyond. Like it's so good.
And it's different logos depending on how far away from it you are. Some of the logos in the top 10 and some of the others you'll see, they looked really good up close, but they wouldn't look good from a distance.
Yes.
This is the only logo that looks good up close, looks good from a distance, but looks different from up close versus a distance.
Exactly.
The distance of the logo is not a smaller version of it.
Yeah.
It's a different It's weird how it works.
It's very well done, and the
Yeah.
eye specifically.
Yeah.
Like
I
that,
love
I thought that was a really, really smart decision. The font that they have down along the bottom is awesome. The only thing I could be critical about is the jersey a little bit. It's a little close to Vancouver Canucks jersey, but like other than that, I mean, I love everything else. So very happy to announce that Yoni, you are the winner. Congratulations! I'll be getting in touch with you via your email and sending you all this stuff. We got an Anaheim jersey, we got a Philadelphia Flyers jersey, a Vegas playoff sticker that I got from the T-Mobile Arena, a T-shirt. I'll find out your T-shirt size and get you one that'll fit you. An Ottawa Senators hat and post-to-post sticker, post-to-post cards, and some autographed and jersey cards from my personal collection. So
Wow.
Congratulations to Yoni, but congratulations to everybody person who entered, because
It was really hard because particularly with a logo like the Steelheads and the Pilots, they were so well done in a computer world.
yeah,
They were so clean and spectacular looking, but we tried to not discount those that were drawn by hand. So when I looked at this one, I tried to picture what it would look like if it was rendered on a computer.
and I tried to pick in the opposite sense the ice hawks. I tried to visualize it if it was digitized, and once I could see it digitized in my head, I knew that it was great.
Yeah, right on.
Anyways, yeah, so that's the top 10. That's everything for that section. Now I'd like to go through the top 25, starting at number 11, if that's okay. And by 11, I don't mean ranked 11th.
No.
These are in no particular order. They're just I just named them just so for
These are the second place 15.
yes, I just named these for file handling purposes. So
Yeah.
they're numbered, but this is not how they fall.
Yeah.
And I don't have the team names written down here. I just have some graphics. Some of them have team names, some of them don't. So the first one I have here is uses the Seahawks colors and has the skyline in the background. It's pretty good.
It's really well
Yeah.
done. Yeah, I like it.
I like the blue version of the jersey.
Yeah.
The next one is the Seattle Volcanoes.
Seattle Volcanoes.
We talked about this in a podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was really pleased to see this enter. This actually almost made the top 10. The logo is very simple,
Yep.
but it makes sense, and it has like double meaning a little bit with the S and obviously the volcano there. It looks like a mountain a little bit, so
Yeah.
well done.
Not really good.
Next one was the beavers. There's a lot of beavers in the state of Washington, so it makes sense. It would be cool because beavers aren't mean, but I mean they got some pretty big teeth. You could make a beaver look pretty angry, so I could see a lot of potential in this logo.
What beavers carry for reputation is hard work.
Yeah.
A beaver is not a vicious creature. It's just a big rat is what it is. but they work hard, and they're very, very smart, and they don't quit. If you blow up a beaver dam because it's flooded your farm field, you just wait a couple of days, and those beavers are back at it building a new one. They don't quit. They're always on the puck. And so a beaver is a very good logo to have for a hockey club.
It is, yes.
So I
very
like
good.
it. Yeah.
The next one was another Sockeyes logo, actually. I really like the font that you chose down in the bottom right. And that inaugural season patch is pretty cool, too.
Yeah. No, very good.
Next was the Seattle Sasquatch. This actually got a vote on the Patreon thing. I wanted to put it in there because that jersey is unbelievable. I really like the logo, but I felt like we've had this conversation in the podcast of whether we believe in Sasquatches or not. I do, and I don't think he does. And I know that there's more people like you than there is like me, and I don't think that they take the team seriously if they're called a Sasquatch, and that makes me very upset. But this would have been in my top 5 probably.
If it makes you mad, what do you think the Sasquatch feels like?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's really ticked.
Next up, I think this team was called the Kraken. Yeah, this was the Kraken.
Yeah.
So I already knew that you weren't going to like this as soon as I saw it. When going
I'm
through
not a
them.
fan of the Kraken name, but I wouldn't have disqualified an entry because of it.
Yeah, that's right.
But still, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it wasn't going to make your top 10 based on the name, but
Probably not. I love this one. This is one of the teams that I would have put in, or one of the designs I would have put in my top 10.
and it almost made my top 10, but I felt like the logo on the jersey just blended together a little bit too much. There's not enough differentiation between the color of the jersey and the logo itself. If you look at the top right, they kind of blend together a little bit. And for me, that was the main reason why I kept this off.
I really like it.
It is very well done.
I would have kept it on.
Next up, this was the best jersey that was submitted in the entire contest. Whoever made this, I don't know your name off the top of my head because I don't have these names, I just have number. This is an awesome jersey. I absolutely love this jersey. The arms of the jersey are so smart. I would totally wear a jersey that had this.
And the nautical thing, it's not only a fish hook, but it's also an anchor. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I see it.
You can see it both ways.
Yeah.
And then the ship in the middle is great. Yeah. No, it's really, really well done. Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful. This is a fantastic logo, and I would have put this in my top 10 as well.
It speaks completely to Seattle and that state.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it totally makes sense. Next one, which I assume is going to be one of yours and your top 10.
The contrails,
Would
that's
have
one of the
been.
ones I chose, another one that I chose for my top 10. I really like what they did. I like the aviation theme, for one
I
thing.
do too.
And the skyline, and have that blend into the plane just underneath. But then you got the hockey stick on top. I like it all.
It's very well done, and the only reason it didn't make it is because of the name. The Seattle Contrails is the name of the name.
It would have been fine.
It would have been fine, but there's people out there who think that contrails are chemtrails and contrails are pollution and all this other stuff, and it's just there's a lot of negative stuff that comes with the word contrails.
I don't know of any negative stuff that comes with the word
yeah,
contrail.
because you're smart, and we know
No,
that
it's not
there's,
just that. Yeah.
but there's people out there who I don't know.
I like it.
The next one, this was probably one of the best color schemes submitted. Really, really liked it. Actually, if I lift up my laptop, you see this?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the Ekaterinburg logo.
Or is that Astana? One of the
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can see in the back of my laptop there. Very similar to that.
That's the Automobilist logo, isn't it? Or is it? Maybe it's not. That's
I don't remember.
It's Russia. Yeah. No, it's nicely done. That's
it's
very nicely
pretty good done.
Yeah.
Pretty good done.
Pretty
Great
good
English,
done.
Neil. Great English.
Yeah.
Pretty good done.
Good work there.
Next was the Seattle Triton. This was probably my favorite team name of all of them.
Is that right?
That's an awesome name. I never would have thought of that.
See, Triton, I think there's one of the moons orbiting a planet that's named Triton. But that's actually a trident, Trident.
Yeah.
It's a trident. If you'd called it the Seattle Trident, Dent, I'd be probably a little bit easier with it. But I don't mind Triton. It's fine. I just don't see how it relates to the logo. But I really like the logo, and I like the Space Needle top and the trident coming up out of the ocean on the home and away versions of it. It's very good.
I need to find out what moon that is. Neptune. I wouldn't have guessed Neptune. I thought it would be like
Saturn or
Saturn,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on. Next one.
This one was that's a very interesting logo, and that you can see the depth where the stick comes through, or the bottom of the Space Needle becomes a stick and then comes through the S, and it has the suction cups of the octopus or whatever that is, or kraken. It was really well done. Really well done.
Yeah.
Next up, this was the best layout of a submission. You created a fake Seattle Times newspaper and wrote your own story about your potential.
That's amazing.
That is just in itself absolutely genius. I love the secondary logo down in the bottom right.
Yeah.
With that kind of stylized font. You got the color swatches over to the left there with your RBG values. Just so well done. Just a round of applause for the submission here. And then the final one, I think this team was called the Metropolitans.
I believe so. And this is one that I would have chosen for my top 10.
And it actually almost made my top 10. It was like 11th or 12th. But that logo is awesome. Like, I could totally see that on a jersey. I felt the secondary logo looked a little bit too much like the Vegas Golden Knights secondary logo.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of brought it down a little bit for me, and the jersey also brought it down a little bit for me. But that main logo is tremendous.
I like the jersey with the slant stripe across the bottom.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. And I really, really like the central logo. It's right out of the Jetsons. It's very futuristic.
It is.
And it's timeless. I think it's a wonderful logo. And the stars, the 4-point stars in the top, and making a shield behind it that I think gives better definition to the logo, better depth.
Oh, yeah.
I really, really like it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a very
it's
well
an
done
outstanding job there.
So that's the top 25. There were a few that were just, like, literally just outside the top 25. There was a grunge one, Seattle Grunge, and a couple of other ones. Anyways, I just want to thank everyone for submitting logos to this competition or this contest. Really, really appreciate it. Congratulations to the winner. Congratulations to everyone else in the top 10. I wish I could give prizes to everyone, but unfortunately don't have that kind of the funds laying around to do that. But we will be having a contest again in the future. I hope that you can submit an entry for that. It'll be probably March or April, right when the playoffs are just about to start. So keep an eye out for that. Please subscribe down below if you're not subscribed already, so you can not miss that in the future. And we'll say goodbye now, but like I said at the beginning of the video, even though we're going away, the video is not going to be over. You're going to see the other submissions that we can't talk about them all. The video would be 4 hours long, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a little bit of a slideshow so you can see all the other entries. So
If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you're having a great Christmas day today. If you don't celebrate Christmas and just have the day off, bonus day.
absolutely.
So enjoy the holiday season and watch a lot of hockey.
Oh,
There's
yes,
all
we'll watch
kinds of it
hockey.
in the next several days. And it's the greatest time to be a hockey fan is right now. So thanks a lot.
Playoffs.
Yeah, the playoffs, I'm too emotionally invested.
Good point.
I can enjoy it now
That's
without being
good point.
upset.
Wait, but you're not invested in the juniors?
Not really. I will, but right now I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get there.
You'll get there. Depends on how Canada
It really
does.
does. It really does. I will definitely have a favorite team in the final two. It may not be Canada in those final two, but if it's a Nordic country, I'm probably going to be cheering for that. So it'll be, if it can't be Canada, it'll probably be Sweden, Finland.
Question.
Yes.
Prediction. Who's going to win the junior?
I honestly have no idea.
Me either.
I really, really don't. There are some strong teams,
Yeah.
and every year it's going to get more and more level. It used to be, this is a tournament where Canada invites teams from around the world, beats up on them, and walks away with the trophy.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore. The Americans have won it. Russia's won it.
Finland, Sweden.
Sweden, and like Sweden came so close last year, and it was controversial in the final game with the medal toss and all that. But Sweden really played a fantastic series. They played a whole tournament wonderfully. And if Sweden doesn't win this year, it'll be very disappointing to a lot of people, and maybe I'll be disappointed too. Canadian hockey players, most of the guys in this team, they're going to go on to the NHL. They're going to be millionaires eventually. Not all of them, but some of them. And they might not look back on the World Juniors as the best moment of their lives. Some of them will. Those who don't go on to a professional career, this will be the pinnacle of their of their hockey playing career. So it's so important for these young men and their families. And the same thing applies to players that come in from Sweden and Finland and Germany and Russia. It's really it's a great event, a great tournament, and the best team is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to watch.
Well, who's your prediction?
I don't know.
You have to make one.
I can't.
You have
I don't
to.
know. I don't know enough about the teams and
No
their
one
strengths
knows.
and weaknesses.
You have to make it. Just make a wild prediction.
Sweden.
Okay, I'm going to say the United States.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
It's interesting that neither of us picked our home country,
Well, and I think that shows how unbiased we are,
or how strong the other teams are.
or how strong the other teams
Yeah.
are. That's right. But I think Canada will do very well.
I think so,
Canada's always got question marks, though. And the question marks are often in goal. Because most Canadian teams feature a fantastic set of guys, very few of which come back the following year. Because lately, look at Victor Mete. He was on the team last year, and now he's playing in the NHL. Look at Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who should be on Team Finland, but Montreal didn't want to let him go
Yeah,
because he's so good. So that's not fair to Finland,
I agree.
but it is what it is. I'm sure the Canadians didn't keep him on the roster just to give Canada a better chance in the playoffs.
Probably not.
Probably not. They're just making a business decision. So in a way, it's not entirely the best of the best because some of these players are so good, they're too good for this tournament because they're in the professional leagues, maybe not just in the NHL, maybe back home as well. So, but still, it's fantastic hockey. It's the last time these kids are playing for more or less for free because they love the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's big news. Big news.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are watching lots of hockey, whether it's the juniors or the Spengler Cup or getting ready for some more NHL or hockey in the league that you're most familiar with in whatever country that you live in, wherever you're watching this. We really appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Christmas and enjoy the rest of the submissions. Adios.